Hey, it's Phil. In this GoHighLevel Funnel tutorial, I'm going to show you how to create a lead generation funnel inside of GoHighLevel from scratch. Now we're going to be building this exact funnel here. There is an opt-in page, a thank you page. We also have the form for the landing page. Plus we are going to set up automation. So we tag everyone that goes through the funnel and we also send them an email. So if you follow along this tutorial until the end, you'll also have your own lead generation funnel good to go. And if you want to save a bit of time, I'll also link to the snapshot down in the description so you can install it and use all of these in a few minutes. And just before we get started, if you haven't yet got GoHighLevel, I've actually got a bonus I'm giving away for referrals called the GoHighLevel Accelerator. This comes with full step-by-step training on the GoHighLevel platform, plus it also has lots of templates. So if you want to get that bonus for free, make sure you join it using the 30-day free trial links down in the description. Okay, so let's go ahead and get straight into it. So this is my GoHighLevel account. What we want to do is come to sites and come to funnels, and we're going to build the funnel in here. Now, if this is your first time on GoHighLevel and you haven't set up things like a domain or email sender, then I've also got this GoHighLevel tutorial for beginners. Go ahead and watch that to get the base elements all set up. Then we can continue to move forward. So what we want to do is click on new funnel. Let's go and name this funnel. I'm going to create a lead magnet funnel about an AI playbook I'm giving away. So I'm going to go name the funnel, click on create, and this is going to bring up the builder. So here we have the skeleton of the funnel. The first step is to click add new step. We're going to call this one the AI playbook opt-in, right? So this is where people can actually put their name and email, and I'll just put inside of the path as AI playbook, right? And click create funnel step. And now we've got our blank page ready to be edited. So let's go and hover, let's click on the little down arrow and click edit a new tab. This is going to open the page builder in a brand new tab. Okay, so now that our page builder has loaded, you can see by default it opens this Ask AI. If you want to learn how to use that, I've got a separate video I'll link to down in the description. But we're going to come straight to the middle, click on blank section. You can see it's added a blank section to our template. Click on add. We're going to choose a 2-column layout for this demo, and we're going to start adding some elements into these 2 columns. So the first thing I'm going to add is going to be a paragraph, and I'll tell you why soon. Then I'm going to add in a header. So once again, hover over, click the little orange plus button, and this time I'm going to choose subheading. And then I'm going to click it one more time, and I'm going to look for form. So I'm going to add in the form. And now on the right side, what I'm going to do is click add, and I'm going to scroll down until I find image, click on that. And this is kind of the base structure of how we're going to create this page. Now, before I start changing the text or sizing or anything like that, I always complete the page elements first. So this page requires a footer as I'm taking in personal data. So if I hover over the green section, I'm going to click the little plus one more time. I'm going to scroll back to the top, and I'm going to choose 1 column, and then I'm going to click add, and we're going to choose paragraph, and this is going to be our footer. All right, so nice and quick. So what I'm going to do now is start going through and actually adding in some text for this particular layout, and then once that's all done, we can go and make it look really nice. So at the top here, I usually just add in some sort of free punchy type of information to either call people out or give them a benefit. So this one's going to be a free guide for business owners and creators. Okay, so there it is there. Now for the title, we want to give them some sort of result-driven type of heading. So I'm going to say start automating your business with AI, even if you're not tech savvy. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Below that, we're going to add in just a little bit about what the guide is about. So this is a short, practical guide that shows you what to automate first, which tools to use, and how to free up hours every week using simple AI workflows. Okay, nice and punchy. Now we are going to need to create a form for this particular page. If you haven't yet built a form, I've actually created a free template inside of the snapshot I provided down below. I've also created a video about forms. It's a little bit techy and they look a bit funny, but I've gone ahead and actually created this one here just to save a little bit of time. So we're going to be using this one here. Once again, it's yours down in the description if you want it. So I'm going to click on this form. I'm going to choose the form, and as you can see, here it is here, the Lead Gen Funnel AI Playbook, and that's going to automatically populate the form inside of the page. So that's looking good. And for the image, I'm going to use one that I actually got ChatGPT to create. So if you want to know what the prompt is, I just said I'm going to create a lead gen funnel called AI Playbook. Can you give me a design? Can you design a cover for it? So it pumped out that, and then I went to Canva and I basically dropped it in here, chose one of the mock-ups, and then this is going to be the result. So I'll go and add this in really quick. You just click on this image. All right, and you can see it's already here. So I'm going to click on that image, click on Insert Media, all right, and then in a few seconds, it's going to appear. Now, as you can see, this is massive right now. So I'm just going to quickly edit this font at the bottom, edit this footer text. So at the bottom here, I'm just going to type in funnelscene.com, all rights reserved. Okay, do a little pipe, privacy, policy, another pipe, terms, and conditions. Okay, and if you want to know how to link these, you just select the text you want, right, click on that little hyperlink button, and I'm just going to type in here privacy policy. Okay, click on save. Right, same with terms and conditions. So I'll just type it in real quick, funnelscene.com/terms and conditions, click on save. Now you can see it's turned blue, which I'm not really a big fan of. So to change that, just come down on the right column inside of the element and just go link color for the text, and you can see now it's just black. So we've got basically our structure. Now let's go through and actually make it look good. So the first thing I'm going to do is start at the top. We have here this little kind of preview or quick info about the landing page we have. So I'm going to make it bold. I'm going to click on the color. I've already got this blue here, so I'm just going to use that. It's one of my branding colors. You can go and choose what you want, of course. Now this text here, you can see it's on 4 lines. I kind of like 3 lines max. So on the right, what we're going to do is change the font. So at the moment it is 48. I'm just going to reduce it down to maybe 40. I think that would look pretty good. So that looks quite nice. For line height, we've got 1.3. I might just change that to 1.2 just to tighten it up a little bit. I could even make it extra bold to give it a bit of punch. Actually, that's too much. We'll take it back, but that's how you do it. Then we have this text down here. What I might do for this text is 18 is actually not too bad. I might leave it at 18, and yeah, I actually might leave it as is. That looks pretty good, because if I close this and stretch it out, it looks pretty fresh. So I'm happy with that. Now the form that I've provided, or if you add in any form, it looks like it's got a lot of spacing, but you really have to check it when you're actually inside of a preview or a live page to know what the sizing is. It's a weird little GoHighLevel thing, as you can embed these forms anywhere on the internet that takes HTML. So we'll just leave this for now. Let's go and adjust the image size. So you can see it's massive, far too big. So for width, I'm going to change this to maybe 300. Let's see how much it shrinks it down. That's pretty good. Let's go 400. Okay, I'd even go maybe something like 360, and that's kind of the ratio that I'm looking for. It looks pretty nice. Now at the moment, the guide is hard up, the landing page is hard up to the top and the bottom. So we want to give it some breathing room. So now we're going to click and hover over the green section for this entire first part. Come to styles, and this is where we can add in some padding for the entire page. So for the top, I might add in say 140 to give it a bit of breathing room. And for the bottom, I might add in 200. So I'll just add another 0 there. And this is going to stretch out the layout quite a bit. Now at the bottom, you can now see how big the footer is. So it's quite wide. I'm going to just click on this green section, and you can see we've got 20 at the top, 20 at the bottom. I'm just going to reduce those so it's not too big. And that's actually looking pretty good. And what I might do is just quickly check the footer text. It's quite big, so I'm just going to drop it down to 14. So it's still readable, but it's not trying to take up too much of the online real estate. So this is actually looking pretty good so far. I'm going to click on the save button really quick. You can see it brings up all the SEO data, so we can go and change this right now. If you're wondering what this is, it's basically what's going to show up on Google as well as when you share to platforms like Facebook. So I'm going to put inside of here, get the free AI playbook, okay, and the description is going to say, I might actually just copy this just to save a bit of time. Right, for the image, I could actually just put in, once again, that book, and that's pretty much all you need inside of there. So I'm going to update the SEO, update the page one more time, and then let's go and preview what it looks like so far. Okay, so this is the page. You can see it's nice and clean. The footer could probably go down just a little bit. It's still sitting quite high. But honestly, this is what I would consider just a nice, clean type of landing page. People put so much information into pages, and honestly, more information just makes more hesitation. So if you've got something really good you're giving away, people are going to get it. You don't need to overwhelm them with lots of text. So I'm pretty happy with it. I'm not extremely sold on the heading size. I might even go a little bit bigger. Let's just say 44. Just to fill it up a little bit. But apart from that, it's looking pretty good. The spacing in the form looks nice and fresh. I've got a bit of custom CSS inside of it. That's why I always use this particular one. But once again, the only thing I'm going to do is stretch out the bottom a little bit more. So let's go change that to 240. Okay. And now it's time to actually mobile optimize this. We've got the desktop version looking fresh. Now we got to make it look good on mobile. So let's click now on mobile view. And as you can see, it's all over the show. So let's start off with the sizing, the padding inside of the actual page. So we can go and reduce that now to 0. And you can see it brings everything right up to the top. Now this first line is only supposed to be a little bit of subtle information. So I'm just going to reduce this to 14 and we can finally put it on one line. That's looking pretty good. Now this headline's looking way too big. So I'm going to change this to about 32 and this is looking pretty good. We don't want it too small. This is once again the main call to action. So this is why people would basically put their name and email in there. Now the text down here is looking pretty good. I will reduce it down to 16 just so it's kind of balanced. If we come down, we've got the form that's looking really nice. Now we've got the AI playbook. This looks massive. So I'm just going to change the width to about 280 just to bring it down a smidgen. And then we've got a bit of gap before they get to the footer. The footer looks pretty good. I may even just give it a little bit more line height. So if someone with bigger fingers tries to click on one of the links, they actually can hit it accurately. But that's looking pretty good. I'm pretty pleased with how it actually looks. So I'm going to go and save that one more time. I'm going to go and preview it one more time just to make sure everything is looking nice and fresh. So it's super clean. That's looking really good. So now what we want to do and what I recommend you do is go and publish this. It's going to ask you to publish to a domain. Once again, hopefully you've connected one already. I'm just going to put inside here page.funnelscene.com, click on save. Okay. And now this page is live. So what I'm going to do is actually first check it, and I can't show you me checking it, but I'm going to test it on my mobile phone just to make sure that it actually looks good. Once you have checked and you're happy, let's proceed. So I'm going to click on back and it's going to take us to the funnel view. Now, because we have already adjusted all of the mobile, the sizing, the width, the fonts, everything like that, we've basically created what the page should consistently look like now inside of the funnel. So we're just going to clone this first step. I'm going to click clone in this funnel, and this is going to make an identical page as the second step inside of this funnel. So here is the second step. What we're going to do now is on the right, we have this little publishing button. We're going to go and change that now to thank you. Okay, so AI playbook, thank you. And I'm just going to do once again the same thing here. Thank you. Okay, and click update step. This is just so if someone sees the page and it says clone, it's not confusing to them. So that's looking pretty good. So let's now go and actually edit this page. So once again, click on that little down arrow, click on edit and new tab. Now we don't need to have a form because we've already got their information. So we don't really need to have two columns anymore. So what I'm going to do is just change the layout slightly. Now, once again, duplicating pages allows you to have all of the elements, including the footer, which is already linked. You've already got the images, the text, which has all been optimized for mobile. So everything is basically good to go. So what I'm going to do is drag this image. I'm going to drop it below the headline here, and then I'm going to get rid of this particular column. So to find the columns, it's usually the pinky purple color. Click on delete, and now it's been stretched. So what I'm going to do for this particular example now is click on the green section. You can see the width is full. I'm just going to make it about mid-wide, just so the text comes in a little bit so it doesn't look too stretched. Now, if I click off it, we've got a massive gap still on the top. So I'm going to click styles. I'm going to reduce this to about 60, maybe even 20, just to make it look good. Okay, and I can go down to this form. I can go ahead and delete that. And we're basically ready to rock and roll. Let's go ahead and start changing the text. So the first thing I'm going to do at the top is give them the word success. You can put, of course, whatever you want, but this is just to show them that putting their name and email has actually worked. And now inside here, we're going to change the copy. So I'm going to say your copy of the AI playbook has successfully been sent to your inbox. Okay, and then down below that, I'm just going to give them a little bit of a message for things like if it goes to junk folders, right? So check your email inbox to get your download link. If it doesn't arrive, check your junk folder, as sometimes emails can get lost. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I may even reduce it just that little bit further as well, this entire section. So let's go back to general and let's just make it small. Sorry, now I'll go back to mid-wide and go to styles. Just give it a little bit of padding on the right to bring it in just that little bit. This text looks a bit funny. There it is, that looks perfect. So if we go now to the mobile view, you can see everything still looks nice and clean as we've already optimized it on the first page. But that's basically it. So now what's going to happen is they're going to come to this opt-in page. They're going to put in their name and email. They'll click, yes, send it to me. They're going to get redirected to this page here. Now, what's pretty funny is a lot of people, if they want to get something, a lot of people deliver it directly on the next page. So you can just put in a fake email and it's going to get it delivered anyway without actually sharing your email. That's why I like to send everything via email so that you can actually check they've put in the right info. So I'm going to go and click on publish. The funnel is basically good to go. Now what we need to do is connect an email to go out directly after someone has actually put their name and email in. So we're going to come now to automations on the left. We're going to go and create a brand new workflow. So let's click create workflow from scratch. I'm going to call this the AI playbook at the top. So here it is, double click AI playbook, okay, which is looking pretty nice. And if you want to use the standard builder, you can use this one here. If you want to use the new advanced builder, which looks really nice, I'm just going to use this one for this example. So go ahead, click on the add first step. We're going to look for form, right? Form submitted. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to rename it the AI playbook form. Okay, I'm going to click add filters. I'm going to choose select filter, choose form is. Go ahead and search AI playbook, right? This one right here, that's the form that I've shared with you, and click save trigger. So now every time someone puts their name and email, this automation is going to trigger. So what I generally do is after someone opts in, I want to tag them because you want to know where people are coming from, or else you can't segment them when you want to do things like emails. So I'm going to type in tag, click on add contact tag, and it says here select tags. I'm going to click AI playbook. Okay, and there isn't one yet, so I'm just going to click add new tag, right? So now every time someone comes in, they're going to get tagged. If you want to do a little bit of housekeeping too, I put in here AI playbook. So add AI playbook tag, click save, and you can see it adds in the info. Now what we want to do is send them an email. So there's a couple of options here. The easiest and fastest way to do it is click on the plus, and then we're going to type in email. You can see send email, all right? And then we've got some information here. So action name is going to be send email, right? From name, So you can fill out your name and your email address. If you don't, it's just going to go back to the default settings for your entire account. So if you're having it from a specific person in your team, that's when you'd want to fill these out. But if it's just from your company, you don't have to send out anything. Now for the subject, you want to add in some information about it. So I usually go, hey, and I'll click on this little tag here. And this is where you can find the personalization. So I'm going to choose contact. I'm going to choose first name. And what this is going to do is replace this bit of text with the person's name that they put in the first step. So it's pretty cool. Now I'll just say your AI playbook is here, right? Nice and simple. Now down in the message is where we want to actually add in some information. So I'd say, hey, once again, I'll click on the tag, choose contact and first name. I'll just feel like it's amazing. Actually, I'll just pause the video and write out a little bit of text. I'll show you what it is soon. All right, so here it is. Hey, contact first name. It's great to see you here. A few months ago, I started seeing everyone talking about AI and what they're using AI for in their business and their personal lives, but I hadn't used it at all. I felt like I was being left behind, like a caveman surrounded by geniuses. But as it turns out, AI actually is quite simple to use if you have the right instruction. And lucky for you, the countless hours in figuring out has all been condensed into this nice free AI playbook ebook. Download it here and then implement what's taught, and you'll start to notice you have more time free as well as having better output and so forth. So what we're going to do is just quickly highlight this text right here. I'm going to go and click on the link button, which is here. Okay, and I'm just going to put in a URL. So obviously this isn't the URL, but I'll just put in my website just as a demo. Click on save. Oh, action, same window, click save. Right, so there it is. You can make it bold if you want as well. But that's basically it. So that email has been done. So what we want to do right now is click save action. Okay. And this automation is basically good to go. So if I went and flicked the switch to publish, click on save, now the entire automation is actually complete. So let's go ahead and test the entire thing right from the beginning. All right, so we'll go to our page. We will reload it just to make sure all of the updates are done. I'm going to put in my first name. I'm going to put in my email address like so. Click send it to me. And now we will see that we have been redirected to this page. Perfect. So if someone's trying to get the download without putting in their email, they're not going to get anything. So what I'm going to do is quickly pull up my email address and show you the email that has come through. Okay, so it has come through nicely. Didn't even take a minute. So here it is. You can see the entire email has been done perfectly. It looks nice, and you can click on the link and it's going to take you exactly where we've added it. So honestly, that's as simple as it is. That's the entire lead gen process. And hopefully if you've followed this GoHighLevel Funnel tutorial, you've created your own lead gen funnel as well. Now, once again, if you want to save some time, I'm also going to be giving the entire snapshot down in the description. You get the 2 pages, you get the form as well as the email and the automation. It's everything to get set up. You can get going in about 5 minutes. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll leave my GoHighLevel playlist down in the description. But that's it for this video. I'll see you on the next one.